Black love plus black dollars equals black power. Black love plus black dollars equals black power. This is your boy, Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. Be sure to subscribe to our brother, your brother, Brother Bakari on YouTube. Brothers and sisters. Peace, Brother Bakari.
Yeah. Believe in me. Grieve for me if I'm gone and carry on your own. You way stronger than you think. Ain't no safety if it ain't safe. Headshot or the base. Cut the head off the snake.
Black love plus black dollars equals black power. Black love plus black dollars equals black power. This is your boy, Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. Be sure to subscribe to our brother, your brother, Brother Bakari on YouTube. Brothers and sisters. Peace, Brother Bakari.
Yeah. Believe in me. Grieve for me if I'm gone and carry on your own. You way stronger than you think. Ain't no safety if it ain't safe. Headshot or the base. Cut the head off the snake.
What's going on there? Only from the pro-black person. Oh, no. I hit the wrong button. What's going on there, my brother? Only from the pro-black perspective. How you doing? And peace to everybody out there. Thank y'all for coming through on this Sunday afternoon. I'm about to give Bob a call now so we can have this. I told me he had to learn how to come on. That would make it better. He'll have to learn how to get on that StreamYard. But until then, we're gonna be doing it like this. Until then, we're gonna be doing it like this. So y'all give me a second. Let me give Bob a call. What's going on there, my good brother Anthony? It's been a minute, not a whole minute, but it's been a minute. At least it wasn't a whole, but it's been a minute. How you doing, my man? What's going on? Yeah, I'm about to give him a call. So y'all give me a second. You live on air. Everybody can hear you now. What's going on? We got Baba Pabene, Baba Ogundabade, a.k.a. Pabene. This is episode 11 of Conversation with Baba Pabene. It's about African spirituality, religion, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to pass it to him. I'm going to let him start with, I don't know if he called it a prayer, but...
It is a prayer.
Okay, so
it's a salute to Ifa. Something that we all need to understand. We need to really understand it.
Can y'all hear him? Before he get into his prayer to Ifa, can y'all hear him? Say something to me in the chat. Let me know that y'all can hear. Let me know that y'all can hear me and Baba. Clear.
Can you hear?
Yes, they can hear.
Okay.
Yes, they can hear.
It's not one drawn out. It's just a salute to the ancestors and to Ifa. Majuba Ifa, Majuba Udame, Majuba Rumila, Majuba Olofia, Majuba Olarisha, Majuba all of our ancestors, Majuba all Babalawos that have passed away, and Majuba the owners of day. Ashe, wala, wala, wala. That's making it very simple and to the point.
Now, can you do me a favor? Can you do me one favor, Pie Bennett? I would like
What's
you to
that?
say it again, say it a little slower, then tell us what it means in English if there's a translation for it.
There's no certain things. There's no English. There's no English. We have to learn other languages. We have to understand that there are other languages besides what we've been taught from the time we were captured and brought over here.
I agree. We absolutely do. So could you
Okay.
say it again then, just a little bit slower?
Sure.
Okay.
Majuba Ifa, Majuba Odeme, Majuba Orumila, Majuba Ordofia, Majuba all of the Orisha, Majuba all of our ancestors, Majuba all Babalars that have divined and passed away, and Majuba the owner of the day. Ashe, 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 Walla, 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 Walla. Now, some people might think of Ashe as saying amen or so be it. It has different meanings. But we have to, we give thanks to our ancestors and we salute them. We talk about the Babalaros that have divined Ifa and have passed away. We talk about the Orisha, the deity of itself, Ifa, and the various segments. We always praise them. I do it in the morning and at night. Very important to acknowledge them. As far as changing the language, there's no other language. There's no language to change of. And the meaning of it is just like, people when they say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's an English version of what they mean through, because this is what was given to us, so this is what we hold on to. But in a sense, it's the exact same thing. But when you if I call you a Jimmy or Jimmy Mack, that's not your name. If I say, Bakari, you're going to turn around, listen to me, and acknowledge me even more. You might understand why I'm saying, hey, Jimmy Mack. That was a song back in the 60s, 70s. But you're not going to give me the same concentration as you would if I called you by your name. You understand this is what I'm saying and who I mean with endearment, but you'd appreciate it if I called you by your name.
Yeah, it's good. Anthony McPhail in the chat. He say that's an ancestral prayer that he say every night, but not in Yoruba. But he say that ancestral prayer every night.
Oh yeah, well, as long as you acknowledge. It's very important to to acknowledge our ancestors. And I want to say something because it's been on my mind, and it's more helping people to understand what I'm talking about. It's all real, but I think I might have made mention of it before. But it becomes more authentic and more appreciative when you understand, when you give something to Orisha. I'd say to somebody, what are you going to do? I'm going to do something, make a sacrifice. People always get jittery when they hear the sacrifice word. But you must give something to gain something, to get something. And these Orisha are very serious about when I call to them, when I talk about them, exactly what I'm saying. And if I want something, I'd say somebody's been incarcerated or somebody's sick. It depends upon the gravity of the situation. You must understand you need to have done for yourself, if not them, a sacrifice. You might want to have a job, or you might see things blocking your path. You always have to go to Eshu in Lakebot. He's the one that opens the way. He said, I have to get myself away so people get moved to. And some people in America say, you give what? I said, I will, in your name. I said, you send me what it is, it costs what it was, and I do that for you in your name to open things up for you. Invariably, some things will start to happen. It's that subtle. Some things might be a little bit more intense. It all depends. I'm saying this because even though I don't mind coming on talking about it, but I feel that everybody should want to participate or have themselves get involved. Again, the American way, I'm going to listen like used to call it a workshop. I'm going to go to a workshop and I'm going to take notes and whatever. You can do that. but it's nothing like actually being involved in what's going on. Then you can appreciate the whole thing, because this is something that's alive and well. It's not something that is in a book. I can tell you books to look at. I can tell you there's certain movies to look at that would talk about the Orisha, talk about certain things, but it's nothing like when you of yourself step into that path and understand from your own point. I could say, okay, that's one way of doing it. I'm going to repeat myself periodically until people start, folks, you guys need to grasp it and understand it. Like I said, I sent Bakari something. I wanted him to understand what I was saying. He understood it from a mutual friend we have. And she spoke highly of what I had done. Okay. What I had done, because it bothered me so. She was ill, still not in the best of health, and I did what I had to do, that I knew to do. And it shook up everything around her. When I say shook up everything around her, she started to feel better, everything. Now, these are things that you have to consistently do. Like I said, you go to the bathroom in the morning, every morning, you get hungry every day and you eat. You have to feed, you have to participate. If not, this is no more than a conversation that maybe your grandmother might have had, a great-grandparent might have had something to say. If you're being open and honest with you, yeah, somebody had something done to them. Somebody, they can tell you about, I believe something happened to this person. Somebody said this and that could have happened to them, but they don't know on the flip side if they had known to do something or to go somewhere. I can myself say, okay, I know some things were done to me and I know they weren't right. I wasn't feeling good. And someone said to me, are you interested? And my ears perked up. I said, yes. I said, I'm going to make a phone call for you. I said, okay. I spoke to the woman. Both of them were going down and they sold us some peace. I spoke and got in the car that I had and drove across the Triborough Bridge, as it was called then, before they got some other name for it now. And went into Manhattan. And right over there by Central Park she lived. And there I went. And I was amazed at what was happening. People do a lot of things in the woods, in their apartment, in their house. Some of them have a mortar and brick. We have to use this platform as a mortar and brick, in other words, a store that we come to, and we listen to certain things. I'm almost certain, I put money on it, and each and every one has a problem. If they don't have a problem, they want to be addressed, somebody that does. And the only thing that's holding you back is fear. Because I make sure, as my father said to me one time, going back some time, he said, people can't afford some of the big numbers that people come out with. And be mindful of that. I said, okay, Dad. Some things are big numbers because it depends upon what it is. But when there's nothing that grave and that serious, everything is serious. Don't get me wrong. Everything is very serious. But when it's something that it's not a life and death matter, and some things are, where you have to use this, I have to do that, I have to do the other. That's different. But that's not done all the time. And when you start doing certain little things, you'd be surprised how your prosperity will start to open up. Some people play numbers, some people don't, some people are in business for themselves, and it's just different ways they'll start to find that, things start to open up and money starts to come through. And one will say, well, why does it always have to be about money? Because money is a vehicle. Money is that vehicle that takes us from point A to point Z. You're not going to live without some means of money or barter. You're going to have to exchange something for something to get something. Money's just the term that we use for what they used to barter with now. Before it was gold, before every now and again somebody says, I've heard, well, I didn't have the money, but I had some flowers. Everybody knows the code for flowers. It's no big deal because it's illegal. But I had some flowers, and I gave some flowers for so and so and so. I asked him if that'd be a good exchange, and the man said, yeah. So everybody's, doing something to get what they need. And that's what everybody needs to do. Understand. Because we're here. Some of us are in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 20s. It depends on whatever age you are. You need to understand these are things that you need. And not only that, it in its own way prolongs your life. Because it takes away certain stress. Life is given for life. Let's say you had issue, say, I want a pig. You want a pig? I ain't take hog. What are you going to do with a hog? Listen, you sacrifice a pig to him. He might be bringing you some money. How about a goat? Oh, man, really? Uh-huh. All of those things. You have to go to issue first anyway. Before you do anything, you got to go to issue.
You have to go through issue, you say?
You must go to him first. That's where that word is, how can I explain it? In Judeo-Christian religion, or outlook of things, no one comes to the Father but by me. And that's the truth. Now, that's the story told. Now, many folks believe, and they still, I won't say it's still rightly have that, but many Christians come to me and see me. And I don't look at them as being less. Sometimes Muslims come, different people come for whatever reason. I don't ask them what their religion, I just do what I have to do and they get what they want. And I always say I do the best I can. Sometimes you got to repeat it. Sometimes you got to do that 3-4 times. And then also going to say, well, Jackson, if he's any good, you would have to keep doing it. Yes, it depends upon what they want. It depends. And again, I understand that particular statement because I had wondered sometimes myself until I saw how it worked. I had to go again and again and again for the same thing to work because spirit keeps, how can I say, changing up. I don't remember that movie that Denzel Washington was in, but there was one that the spirit kept moving around, and they couldn't quite catch up with it. I don't remember the name of that movie, but it really caught my attention.
Talking about the train that Denzel was on.
No, it wasn't a train. I don't think it was a train. It was a song. The man was getting ready to get executed, and he started to sing a song. And he gave it to somebody. The spirit was a spirit that kept going back and forth. I wish I could remember the name of it so I could give a better example more than what I'm just saying now. Mm-hmm. But spirit is ever becoming. Everything changes. Nothing on this planet maintains the same. It's always a change up.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. We were speaking earlier. I think it was yesterday. Not earlier. I don't think it was today. I think it was yesterday. And you was talking about how Catholicism is the closest of one of those Abrahamic religions, I guess, under the Christianity banner, that would be closer to an African religion, right? So so is that where Santeria, like what they do in the Dominican Republic and other Latin countries?
Okay, let me explain this to you. When they took us to the various, say the French took us to Haiti, they called Santo Domingo. And then Spain took some of us to Cuba. Okay? They were taking the same people, our cousins, the same people, but they turned around and they had to become Christian. But these were Catholic. And listen to what I'm saying now. They were Catholic, and the people that they took to Cuba or to Haiti or to certain Spanish, in other words, those who were following Catholicism, maybe French or Spain, their people, they had to become Catholic. But the same Africans saw the same deities that they worship in Africa in the Catholic religion. So the worshiping of the saints, Santeria, but they had to change it around. They had to hide their religion and what they were doing, okay, in that particular religion. They still did. They went ahead and looked what the man told them to do, but they sold their own religion. They were able to do that. And I believe it's South America, Condable, Brazil, Condable. Okay, it's the same identical thing. Now, America over here in the United States, it's a Protestant country. Okay, it's talking about the same Jesus, the same Jewish prophet. Jesus is a Jew. People forget that. They busy doing what they're doing. They do all Jesus. They go on that same Jew. But the Protestant, the King of England, said because he couldn't get a divorce and to do what he wanted to do with Catholicism, James, I think it was, he changed the whole everything inside the Bible and what have you. And forget about, the Pope won't grant me this, that, and I'm going to change and have my own religion. That's why black folks in America don't know about Ifa, understand the African religion, the way people in Cuba and Santo Domingo and the other places where the Spaniards and the French went. That's where the change up went.
Kind of like if you go back like down south and you look at an older Baptist church, you could clearly see voodoo. If you watch a voodoo ceremony, and if you around my generation,
it's Africa. They give it a bad rap, voodoo, whatever. It's African religion. You can call it pizza pie. It's African religion. That's just what it is. It's different segments of it, different ways of expression, different ways of going about it, because it's so vast. It's not a little pinhead like, it's wider than you can imagine. But when you go to Africa, even when you go into Africa, let's say Africa, let's get it straight. When I go to West Africa, because Africa's a continent, people get it twisted. When I went to Nigeria, I'll be even more specific. It's very similar to that of Benin. It changes a little bit when it goes to Ghana, but it's so similar. But I went to Nigeria, where it's, to me, where I saw where it's raw and it's real. Did I understand everything it was saying? No, but my spirit understood. It didn't matter if I understood a word they had to say. When they did what they did, my spirit understood. Spirit don't have a language. It understands. Human beings try to understand certain spiritual things, but spirit understands. I talk to people, I said, when you go to the cemetery, take a white rum or gin to your ancestors. Oh, ain't like that. They like Remy Martin. They like, I said, listen, once they cross over, they like what they're supposed to have. See, and it's hard to, it's hard. I won't say it's hard. It's not impossible. But when people have a fixed mindset about certain things, until they see water run uphill, they're not going to believe it. I've done things and people, usually when people come, like I told a woman the other day, I said, when people come, if I'm in a shop, I'm working in a shop, and you come in there looking for something, specifically, your mind is open. But if I see you in the street and I start talking to you, unless I say something that really jars you, I'll say, what's your birthday? Like yesterday, the man said to me, my birthday is January 11th. I saw you're Capricorn, so. Today, I think it was just day or yesterday. Yep, one of them days. But anyway, I went back there today, butcher shop, and I saw my buddy who's a Taurus. I said, now you see, cousin? I said, he's 1-1, 3 ones, and you're a 5, because he's May 5th. And his eyes bugged open. He said, oh my God. He said, I've been playing 11-15, 11-51. I said, there you go. He asked me to give him numbers. That's why I give him numbers. I did that one time for a guy. He wanted a number. He said, what do you do? Because I was coming by the store. I said, I do numerology. That's because I told people certain things, because everybody don't need to know everything I do. He said, can you give me a number? Can you give me numbers? I said, well, I tell you what, I'm going to give you a number. I said, I can't guarantee it's going to come out. I gave him a number, and I forgot about it. The number I gave him came out. And he said, damn, he said, I didn't have any money on it. Can you give it to me again? I said, I can't guarantee you. Because spirit come and it does what it does. I'm just a messenger. That's why I tell people I don't subscribe and giving people's number and they say they're going to come out. What I can do is give you things for prosperity. And prosperity wears many hats. And that I can do.
Okay.
That I can do. That I can do. But I can't tell you what it's going to be. A friend of mine named Bacardi, he found out what it meant to him. Because I can't say what it's going to do. I know what I'm going to do it for. Same with a rooster. Because I say rooster because their shoe only takes male animals. When I do the rooster and say what I have to say and do what I have to do, and then I just, you stand back and hope for the best. And he never fails me. But until I see it done, I'm waiting like everybody else looking. My name is not Esther. I'm just a guy. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a priest who can go to him and ask him to do X, Y, and Z for myself or this person. I'll say, I'm doing this for so-and-so. I'm just a priest. I'm, blah, blah, blah. And off comes that. Now you can be there. And of course, I'll put the blood on you because you need to share in with that particular situation. But if you're not, it's still all right because I've called your name. That's all it's important. Spirit will find you.
Okay. Hey, look, I have a question. Probably when I come back, I'm gonna go get some water. Keep speaking to him. I got to go get him some water. Keep speaking to him.
Okay. But like I was saying, these are things that you really need to do. It might sound like I'm soliciting, but I'm not. I'm just saying everybody has what you call some kind of a problem or a difficulty or whatever they need to have addressed. And somebody might say, I'm good. I say, okay. And when you take that bath or you do this, you do that, you see how ungood you are, how you weren't as good as you thought you were. And that applies to me. I can get up in the morning. Now I'm feeling pretty good. I'm doing very good. No problem. As soon as I get in the shower and take that particular bath and scrub down a little bit, I feel like $1 million. I step out feeling very good. What goes in it, only God knows. I was talking to the barber in Nigeria where I get things from. I said, everybody wants to know what goes into what. I said, I could be curious. I said, but bottom line, it's really none of my business. He laughed. I said, even if you told me, if it's in Yoruba, what good is it going to do me to know the name in Yoruba and I don't know what it means? All I know is when everything's been put together, a prayer, or he does incantation or whatever over it, and it touches my body with water, I feel like $1 million. Now, I've told him that a few times. He said, Bob, and he said, I really appreciate you telling me. I said, I got to tell you. I said, I have to tell you. I said, I guess my spirit will not let me keep my mouth shut. He said, many people don't. I said, they're very fortunate to cook when a meal is good. Now, if I eat something that I don't particularly care for, I'm not going to say too much. But if it's good, oh my God, I don't shut up. I mean, if I can eat it and if I don't ask for seconds or this, that, and but if I say it's good, it tastes good. I remember a Hungarian woman, she used to make beef goulash. It was some kind of goulash that she called something else. Poppycock, God rest his soul. And it was pork poppycock or chicken poppycock. And that was so good. Oh my God. I had never in my life tasted that chicken, that yardberry. Tasted so good. And I said to her granddaughter, I said, you know how to make poppycock? She said, when my grandmother would make it, she wouldn't, it would be done by the time we wake up or whatever the case may be. Why some folks don't pass on recipes, I have no idea.
I'm back now.
I have no clue. But that poppycock, Hungarian poppycock, when it's done right, it can be chicken. I guess it can be goat, it can be lamb, can be anybody you want to make that poppycock with. But I was good. Oh, it was so good. I can talk about it now. It was so good. So when things are done correctly, I'll give the compliment. I have no choice but to give the compliment, especially when it hits me. It's so outstanding. I can say certain things are good. Like I had a bath made for me years ago, and it was all good. Don't get me wrong, it was all good. But when this particular soap that I gave to Bakari hit me, I said, "Oh my God!" I had it every time I talk to him in Nigeria, and we get on the topic. While we, as I said, find a way of talking about soaps or certain products, I always have to tell him, he says, "Stuff is good, man." He says, "I thank you. He appreciates the fact that, I acknowledge." Okay, good. What you want to talk about now, Bakari?
Yeah, that soap is. Do anybody have any questions? Anthony, Oni, whoever else out there. Do y'all have any questions to? Do y'all have any questions for?
Well, this all these things that I'm talking about that can be done. Not only does it improve your financial situation, it might improve your love life. Now, I'm not talking about the actual act of sex. I'm just saying the act of communication, the closeness. Although there's nothing wrong with sex, I mean, it's not a taboo as Mary Mack would say. We're all grown here. Everybody grown, but it could even improve that. I've told this story before. I fixed the basketball job for his wife, the gentleman, his wife, for him, and they didn't have to tell me he worked. Just came in, they looked at me, and older people now, they had to be in their 50s somewhere, and they looked at me, had this so funny look on their face, and the man finally asked me, he said, "What'd you put in there?" I said, "Excuse me? Well, what did you put in there?" I said, "Oh, this little glass of wine." He said, "It is good." And she was looking a little funny because she wasn't going to say nothing. And I mean, I can understand it. I said, a little voice spoke to me in my head. I said, oh, okay. They were talking real clear to me. The spirit, I said, okay. I said, "Everybody happy?" He said, "Yeah, everybody's happy." Okay. I guess no had been the mantra. There's a mantra that we say, "No, I don't feel like being bothered." No, not now. Later, whatever. And no went out the window, and the yes and the okay and come on, or whatever people agree to do when they agree to do whatever from that bath.
But I can tell y'all that bath is good. That bath, it does work.
Yeah, listen, Bakari, honestly, if it didn't work for me, I wouldn't have said, "Give me the means of me getting it to you." And to Georgia, it went hidey ho. Was that Cab Calloway? I sent it right off. And when you got it, I said, "Listen, this is what you do." I said, "It's just that simple." It's really just that simple. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to ask any kind of question they want to answer? Anybody have a birthday they want to call? I understand if you don't want to feel like talking about Ifa, because Ifa is something I can always talk about. I was talking to my grandson yesterday, and my second grandson used to be my youngest, but I got a few more now because people do what they do. But my second grandson, and hadn't spoke to him in a while, but I wanted him to be aware of spiritual things. I spoke to him before about it. He wasn't afraid. I like his let me see. His mother's my daughter, and I don't know what she might have said to him about it one way or the other. But him and I had a one-on-one. We've had a one-on-one before a few times. And nobody's told me last night, give him a call out of nowhere. Because I don't talk to those guys that much. I'm not down. I'm not where they are, and for whatever reason, distance is not an excuse. But the old voice said to me, "Call him." And he was so happy that I did. He said, Grandpa, how you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good." And we started to talk. And I explained to him some things that I talked to you guys about. I said, and this is what you need to do. So I'm going to say some stuff to do. He said, okay, Grandpa, okay. And I said to myself, isn't this something? The Spirit told me to call this boy up. He's a young man now, and he's got a baby. So, and the beat goes on. You know, I told him my mother's middle name is his mother's middle name, and he gave it to his daughter. I said, you know, as far as the ancestors go, I said, your great grandmother is still with you. I said, anytime you name somebody after somebody who's deceased, you call them back. So obviously, she's needed where they are. Obviously. I said, I'm going to explain to you, and I told him what it is, what it might do, what it might not do. I said, but I don't have to tell you what it's going to do. I said, you tell me what it does. I said, as long as it makes you feel better. I said, as long as it tempers your how can I say, your anxiety. You know, I said, that's the main thing, because he's got a little temper. Everybody got a temper. He's not a tall guy. And therefore, I guess he got that Napoleon complex. Some of us do. Some of us have a complex of being dark because what was told us by these people over here when we came over here. So many of us have a complex of something. The word can't need to be taken out of your vocabulary. And when you start doing some of these things, you'll see can't has no place to live anywhere near you unless you get a house for it to live in. But yeah. Who has a birthday? Maybe they want their birthday. I can help them with theirs, a little insight. If you got a girlfriend, if you got a wife, if you got a child, go there.
What's going on? What's going on, JT? How you doing, my brother? There's somebody in the chat. So, if anybody have any questions for Baba, good that y'all came to hear and listen. But it would be good if if we had some questions. If we had some questions from the chat.
Interaction's always good.
Don't be afraid to don't be ashamed.
I can't see it.
To ask questions. Yeah. You know, that's one thing, Pop Ben, we're gonna have to work on. You coming on you figuring out how to come on stream or come on the panel.
Well, I'm gonna have to have it's gonna have to be a date. See, my mechanic, and I say my mechanic is one of my sons, and he knows how to do all that. He might even do it, how can I say, on the iPad when he's working now. The mechanical things, he's good at that. Anybody with that are left, he don't have to be necessarily left-handed, but he's left-handed. And when he was a little guy, I made it a point not to disrupt his left hand being his dominant side, because that's the architecture of the artist, of many things. People who have a left hand, how they think, how they rationalize things, very different from people with right hand. Two think very differently.
Oh, hold on. So we have no interaction today. The last couple of times we had a few questions coming from the chat. Today there's really not.
Is my buddy who was born November the 7th, is he there today?
No, he's not here today. He's not he's not here today.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time we had a couple. But that's all right. We can still, the ones that here, if they want to learn, that's good. They're here. And, and when we talk about, I'm going to tell you something, right? You're right when you say people, when you say a sacrifice, make a sacrifice, people might look at that a little different. But anything in this world, anything that you want, we sacrifice something anyway. We're going to sacrifice something. And this is what I told, this is what I tell people at Abrahamic faith, right? Of any of those Abrahamic faith. Jesus, if you believe, Jesus was sacrificed. So why is it when you hear Africans talk about, or someone of African teaching African people about African religions and customs, why do y'all frown upon? We saying we're sacrificing a goat or a chicken, something that we can eat. Why would people frown upon that, Pie Benny, but accept the fact that a man was sacrificed for the world? But
Well, a person, let me put it like this to you. Everybody's entitled. I really like to get it off like that. Everybody's entitled to their belief, but those who don't sacrifice sometimes find themselves being a sacrifice. Children have passed away before their parents because of the fear of the unknown. When I say that, if a parent knows to go to, say, a Babalawo or someone in that realm of what they're doing, and something has to be done to save that child's life or the parent's life, I have sacrificed different animals to save people's lives. When I say that, I mean it just like I'm saying. I can't even, it's not even a twist and a turn to that. I mean it just like I'm saying it. Because you never know what's the unknown. There are many unknowns. We live in that world. Okay? And you say, had I known better, had I known, but we've been taught to fear. Fear is a hell of a thing. You've been taught to be afraid to do this, afraid to do that, afraid to do so many things. It's wrong to do this. And if that seed is planted by, say, grandma or grandpa, or whoever plants it, mama, whoever, they don't believe because they only understand one aspect of something. Then that's the seed that's going to grow, the tree that's going to sprout, and continue to bear fruit. And I won't say I was under the same impression, but I was raised not doing what I'm doing, but I would hear the grown-ups talk about going and get a reading. Now, what else went on behind that reading, I have no idea. I should have been told. Because had I been told, I would have been spared a lot of grief. A lot of grief. Maybe they didn't know. I'll put it like that, but they knew something. They knew more than what they told me. But I fell down or was knocked down so blinking hard that when I got up and stood up and looked around, I said, oh my God. I was so happy to find refuge, to find a place to lay my head. First of all, I was so tired, I was weary. I didn't even know what I was fighting. I was fighting the tide of whatever, just getting back up. Every time I get up, I get knocked down. Every time I get up, I get knocked down. I didn't even know my will to stand up. I was fighting back. And when I found out the baths and the various things that you do would stop that, and I could take a breath and look around and start to appreciate the reason why my mother conceived me and the reason I was birthed. So we'll conceive through pleasure. Every last ass of us will conceive through pleasure. Somebody's pleasure. Birth seldom is a rape or taken by force, whatever. So through someone else's pleasure and my mother's pleasure and my father and my mother's pain of birthing me, I understood the reason why that cycle happened, because it happens to everybody. But some of us leave this planet premature, but that was not my destiny. My destiny was to stand and fight and to do just what I'm doing now. Am I patting me on the head? Nope. I'm certainly not, because my thing's animals. In fact, I'm laying I'm laying right now next to my dog. She comes lay right next to me and snuggle right next to me. He said, your dog? That's how close I am to animals. That's just how close. They're creatures of life. They're beings just like you and I. She'll let me know when she has to go out, and if I don't move fast enough, It might be an accident, but I hip hop and her because she'll come to me. I tell her stop waiting for the last minute. Let me know when you gotta go. Not wait for the last minute, but when it's urgent, she really lets me know. But the fact remains, that's why I came here. I want to be a veterinarian. But metaphysics called me. Numerology called me. Back in 83, I was going through a particular hell. 84, I was still submerged in that murkiness, and I heard somebody talking about numbers, and I listened, and I called them, and they called me back. And when they called me back, I knew I was in the world of reality. I wasn't left out. Because sometimes you can be in a mental place where you think you're not even with it. I wasn't thinking about taking my life. I never thought about doing that. But you can get so downtrodden, you can get so disgusted or so whatever word you want to put there that you have to wonder. You're just existing. You want to do more than exist. And as was told me, these animals and these things that we do are put there to enlighten, to feed the spirit. But again, if we haven't been taught that this is what they're here for, even if I told you, I might have said before on my show, that I showed my son where there was a sandwich that was bitten and thrown on the ground. I said, somebody sacrificed that, somebody. I said, if you get the desire to eat a certain meat or to eat like chocolate, before you eat all that chocolate, throw some milk in the bush. Somebody else will like the spirit like that too. Don't be selfish. We all who drink or don't drink, you drink that, so you drink that look here. Everybody's always pouring something on the ground to the other side. That's a sacrifice. But there are many sacrifices, many ways of sacrificing. Like I said, you don't want to be the sacrifice. You don't want a child of yours to be the sacrifice when it could have been avoided. And this is real talk. My son yesterday was getting ready to go out to a party last night. He said, Pop, I'm getting ready to go to so-and-so. I'm not going to be out late. I said, check and see what the Opele has to say about it, what Ifa has to say. And that's an instrument that we use when we're connecting to Ifa. I said, see what Ifa has to say about you going to the party. And he went ahead and checked. I said, you going? He said, no, I'm staying. I said, okay. And I'm getting in his head, you just don't do what you want to do and you feel like doing it now. Why he shouldn't have done it? You should have not going to sit and say, well, this could happen, that could happen. Just the fact of saying, no, that's strong enough. No. Your father or your mother said, don't do something, you don't do it. If you do it and you're told not to do, you bear the consequence. It's really that simple. Life is truly just that simple. Like I said, let me call my grandson. I ain't talked to him now a good while. Second one. I'm happy I did. Something told me, let me, Bakari, give me an address so I can contact, send you something. And I did. I'll keep using Bakari as an example because Bakari ain't going to lie. That's one thing he's not going to do. If he ever tells the truth, he ain't going to tell the truth about this because he knows how he felt. It hit him in the head, hit him in the stomach, hit him all over simultaneously. He couldn't run from the feeling. Damn. I sure didn't tell him to tell me that either.
No, he didn't, but you're telling the truth about what you just said. It most definitely worked for me. What's going on, Forecast? It most definitely works for me.
Forecast is on there?
Yeah, he in the chat. So I was speaking.
Good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon, Forecast. How you doing, good buddy? One of the things that people can do for, as I say, for luck. You might like canaries in the house. Canaries is good. Some people might like pigeons or doves or whatever. I had one pigeon I was going to do something with him. Really such a beautiful animal. I do it when I have to do it. That's something that I'm going to do this to you. And I kept him. And I had a female outside in another coop. She was by herself. I made her pass. Someone told me one day, go get her and bring her in with him and see what happened. As soon as I put her in there, he was happy as a pig in poop. He carried on. It didn't take them no time to become a pair. Whatever he had to say to her, she listened to him. I see them pulling their tails, and the only thing, they don't have to get a bigger cage for them in the house because they don't have enough room to mate. But they be pecking and kissing, and carrying on. You need a little room to do what else they got to do.
Yeah.
I know I'm being honest. Listen, I talk the truth. I told the barber today, I said, I run for my animals. Like I have cats around me. I came in today from the meat market, and the cats, they got work to do around the house. They're outside cat, but they had a whole lot of them. I don't know what happened to them, but they go off and come back and go. This one, she was born here, and I see her belly's getting low around. I said, oh, you're gonna have babies. So I do some meat to her. Sometime another male will come. Okay.
Oh, you like cats too?
Yeah, but they live outside.
Mm.
But they know. Sometimes they'll talk to me, sometimes not. Sometimes they'll sit right on the they all call it the stoop, the front step. They know me. They know the color. They feel that we talk through vibration. In other words, they know I'm coming. They can feel me coming or whatever. As soon as I come or whatever, if I open the door has a certain sound. And sometimes two or three of them come running from wherever they are. Sometimes I make a noise and they come running because they know it means food. Same with birds. I put the what do you call the bird feed out. It's too early for the hummingbird, but I'm gonna put the hummingbird feed out there. I tell you, the hummingbird before he left 1 year, he stood. He turned around and looked me right in my face and made some sounds and hums. I said, I understand. I said, you're welcome. I said, have a safe trip to where you're going.
Yeah.
But you have to, how can I say, be in tune, really in tune. Even the day I opened up the front door, and there was a wasp. I said, I opened the door back so he can go on about his business. Because you see, you can kill an animal, a squash, an insect, or whatever the case. You don't know what form the spirit is coming in. You don't know.
You know when you said that, you say you told a hummingbird, I understand. It made me think of like some videos that I've seen on YouTube where this wild squirrel. I'm just gonna mention this one. This wild squirrel. I don't know what was going, but he was absolutely thirsty. And this guy had a bottle of water. And that squirrel, he was a wild squirrel, but he went up to that person with their water until the guy poured him some water and allowed him to drink. Then he just turned and ran off.
We are animals. They call us Homo sapien. We are still part of the animal kingdom. And if you listen, me dealing with Ifa has taught me to be even more sensitive. When I went to Africa, a couple of friends said, remember, do not kill animals indiscriminately. The roaches, the ants, the this, the that, they all have a purpose. And I believe it. Might sound silly, but I believe it.
Yeah, I think everything has a purpose. Like even when you look at these old nasty vultures on the highway, it has a purpose. Along the highway, they're there to clean up.
Leave a cleanup crew.
Yeah, they're the cleanup crew.
And bird signifies Oshun.
The vulture,
Yep.
signify Oshun? Explain.
As that's one of her animals. See, everything claims something. All I can tell is I know she vulture is one of them. The bear is another. The bee, the honey, that's another. She loves honey, but if you're gonna give her some honey, make sure you taste it first. Because if you don't, as the word has been said, or it has been told, somebody tried to poison her with honey. You have to taste that honey first before she's going to take it. You can put it down all you want. If you don't take it first, if she see you taking it, she's not going to bother it.
Okay.
That's how I do. That's like how people say, oh, you got something, you eat some of it first. If you don't die, I'm going to eat something. I guess it's the truth. George Washington, in fact, a lot of leaders, people of importance, they'll have people taste the food, and if nothing happened to them, they'll eat it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what it's spirit. But I'm hopeful that what I said today will some kind of galvanizing folks in terms of sacrifice, because it's very important.
Yes.
It's very, very important. You know, for those who are Christian, they talk about, I think it's Isaac, anyway, I can't remember the name, but he took his son to sacrifice him. But he was told, don't sacrifice him. There's a lamb in the bush or a goat in the bush. Sacrifice him. Sacrifice him.
Forecast say, I'm sorry, go ahead. I thought you had stopped. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What forecast say?
He said he asked the tree, how could it stay in one spot?
How could the tree stand in one spot?
Yeah. Like the tree never moves. It's just there.
Well, I never asked. I don't know. The tree, that's a good one. You got to ask the tree that one. But the tree got life too.
He said he asked the tree. He said he asked
what's the tree tell?
Hey, forecast, did the tree answer? But I know a tree has a purpose. And if we talking about that tree, and I know we discussed this last time, and that crazy black woman preacher stand up there on that pulpit and the whole world and heard her say, thank God for slavery, because if it wasn't for slavery, we'll be in Africa worshiping a tree. But the tree can give you food, clothing, and shelter.
Thank you.
Tree can give you food, clothing, and shelter.
You see, that what she was saying, she was talking about self-hatred. Hating self. Why would you want somebody to put you in bondage for any length of time at all? To incarcerate you. That's what slavery was. Because shadow slavery, they give it a lot of fancy names, to incarcerate you and your family for a lifetime. And when they supposedly let you go, you're still incarcerated. You're incarcerated if you cannot understand Sanko Fa. Let me go back to where it began, how I got to where I am. What were they doing there? He said, well, if they're so smart, how let people think, well, nobody wants to get shot. There's a lot of ways that people can get you into slavery even now. Somebody give somebody a little taste of some good, what do you call it? It's not good. Some kind of a drug, you find yourself, you're hooked.
Yep.
I think I was talking to my grandson. I was talking to somebody recently about there's a liquor that's actual liquor or whatever that's in a black bottle. It's called some kind of strawberry rose, and it tastes real good. And it was introduced to me, and I was talking to my grandson here last night, and I said, because I don't drink. I said, but this one here caught me. I said, and how I know it caught me, I went to the liquor store looking for it. When I found myself going to the liquor store, I said, oh, hell no. You came right up on that shelf. I said, I do not need you to come home with me. I said, because if I take you now, you'll be coming home again and again and again, and we'll become friends. You and I are not going to become friends. When there was spirit in that jar, I said, damn, thought I had him. Damn, thought Mike lived.
Hey, Forecast said when he asked the tree that, he said the tree said to him, how can you always, why are you always moving? He said the tree told him, when you stand still, life comes to you.
That's what, well, I tell you a thing about a tree. I was in college, and I was going through the hell I was talking about before. I was very, very. I kept getting up. Didn't know it was knocking me down. I sat under the tree waiting for the bus to come. It was one of those days I was just worn out. Don't ask me what wore me out. Like everything had been sucked out of me. I sat on the ground underneath the tree waiting for the bus to come. If anybody's familiar with Queens, I was at Queens College at Casino Boulevard. And I sat underneath this tree. When I got up, I was energized. I felt so good. It's like somebody poured something into me. So much so, I turned around and I looked at the tree and said, thank you. That was my spirit understanding that connection. True story. I used to have a plant room. I had a room and I had nothing but plants in it. And a friend of mine came by. We were going somewhere. I said, Susie, I said, wait, I'll be right back. I got to go back here and get something. So we put down a friend. And I went to my room, this particular room, to get whatever. And those plants told me everything about Susie. I mean, so much. I came out talking to Susie. And Susie said, Pop, and how'd you know that? She said, I don't want to tell what the plants told me. You start dealing with this before I knew about Ifa. Once I was initiated, everything opened up. Like the windows opened up, everything opened up. I could sit down, and one time I was at a party, and I turned and I looked at this woman. I said, are you a nurse? She said, yes, I am. I said, oh, okay. I said something else. I said, oh, I think it's about time for me to leave. I was picking up on her too. She said, how did you know? I said, I don't know. I said, something just came to my mind. I had no way of lying out of it. No way of telling it. I didn't know how to get out of that one. And I wasn't flirting. I just turned around and I looked at her. So everybody has a little something.
Yeah. Well, Pat Bennett, thank you for coming through. Our time limit is up for and by the way, we changed our schedule again. I did, and Pat Bennett be getting attitudes and stuff because I don't be telling him to the last minute. But anyway, we changed it. It's going to be on Sunday. We think Sunday is a better day. Do more advertising, get more people to come in here and understand, more people that want to learn about our culture, our spirituality. We think Sunday will be a better day. We have a team that be doing things during the week, and I said I don't want to go up while they're going up. So I decided, I said Sunday was a better day. So we'll be doing every Sunday at 3:00. Today was a little late.
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to have like a lesson plan because I see people like to come and listen. I appreciate if everybody start to answer, ask me questions. I really would. But since nobody wants to ask questions, I'm just going to have some of a lesson plan, things I'll talk about that I feel people be able to relate to. Or I'll do it like that. Until somebody decides they're going to raise their hand, and don't be afraid because nobody's going to bite you. There's no question. There's no stupid questions. They're only questions.
Yeah.
Nobody criticizes anybody. If we chuckle or laugh, it's not a big deal, and maybe not. Don't be shy. Because I ask questions myself. Things that I don't know, I ask questions. Things that I'm not supposed to understand, I'm told. I'm not going to go into it because it would be a little. Anyway.
They will be at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Forecast 3 o'clock on Sundays.
Yeah. Bring a friend. Bring some friends. I'm sure somebody out there wants to know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, everybody. Have a good evening or good afternoon, whatever it is, whatever time is where you're living. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope to see everybody next week. Okay, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Look, I thank everybody for coming through, man, checking us out. I'm going to start doing more lives. I have a live to come up. I'm going to do a live talking about, I found out, not that, when we do our lives, even though our channel is small, I understand the impact. I found out that we are making a difference. Something Bawana said to me, man, don't leave, you're making an impact. People want to hear it. Man, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I mean and why I'm saying this. I'm gonna do a live. I'm gonna do a live about it. So I'm just letting y'all know. I'm giving you a heads up. So I thank y'all for coming through, man, on this Sunday afternoon. Man, remember, be black, buy black, think black, love black. Everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.